Hi, welcome to Empty Nest Creation. Today's project is going to be this Valentine's door hanger. It's a really simple project made from some supplies that you can get from Dollar Tree and Walmart. It's super simple, doesn't take much time to put this together. So if you're interested in making one of these, stick around. We'll go over the supplies that you'll need and then we'll get started. Okay, so for our heart door hanger, the supplies that you'll need is one of these felt heart decorations. This came from Dollar Tree, and of course you can use any of the colors that you like. I chose the pink. You're going to need some burlap, and it just needs to be wide enough to cover your heart. And we're going to use two pieces of that. You're going to need some jute twine, and this is what we'll use to hang the wreath with. I also have some felt in different colors. We're going to make a couple of flowers to decorate the heart with, and some ribbons. And I have several different ribbons. Some of these I picked up at the Dollar Tree and other places. I think this one actually came from Hobby Lobby. But they're just different colors of pink and different designs. I've got some wire to use to make our bow. You're going to need some scissors, as well as a glue gun and some glue sticks. And this is a low temp gun because we're going to be working with burlap. It's just a little easier on our fingers. And then you'll need something to stuff your heart with. I mean, you can use fiberfill or anything like that. But what I use for these projects is just some Walmart bags. This is just something that hangs up temporarily. It's not, it's just for decoration. It's not a pillow or anything that anyone's going to be using like that. So I just use what's cheap and free. So we'll be using the Walmart bags for that. Okay, so I'm going to clear off our workspace so we can get started. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is make some of these felt flowers. And I'm going to make a red one to start off with because it'll be easier to see on camera. And you basically start with the circle. And so you could use a bowl or a plate or some other item to make your circle. But I'm just going to cut this freehand. So I'm just folding my felt in half. And I'm just going to cut a circle shape out. And these don't have to be perfect. And of course, that's more of an oval than a circle. So let me fix that. Okay, that's a little better. And so what we're going to do is we're going to take our scissors and we're going to cut a spiral out of this felt. And so we'll just start and cutting and just trying to keep the outside piece about the same length as we go all the way around. We'll just continue cutting all the way to the center. And you'll end up with something that looks like this. Okay? And so we're going to use our glue gun now to make this into a flower. So I'm going to start by just putting a little tiny bit of glue on the tip and rolling that up. Okay, and the inside edge is going to be the bottom of our flower. And so this is the outside of our circle. And so we're just going to roll this together. Just start rolling along that bottom edge. And every so often, you're just going to take your glue gun and add just a little tiny bit of glue on there to hold your flower together. And we roll, roll, and continue rolling. And you can see that I'm beginning to get the shape of a flower, the center of like a rose or rosette. So we're going to continue to roll and add glue periodically as we go. And if you sew, you can definitely do this with a needle and some thread and just stitch it around as you go. Rolling, rolling. Add a little more glue. And especially as you get out to the outside edge, you just want to make sure that you're gluing this down as you go so that it holds together. And then when we get to this last piece, this little circle from the center, we're going to fold it around and put some glue right here on the bottom of our flower, and then put this piece on there to hold that together. Putting some glue in there. And then we're just going to lay that piece down. And so here's our flower that we ended up with. These are super, super simple to make. It only takes a minute or two. And you can make small ones or large ones. The size of your circle that you start with determines how big your finished flower will be. And so we're going to make several of these, maybe 5 or 6, out of pink and white and red to decorate our heart with. So I'll make some more of these. I'm going to show you one more using this pink. We'll pull this sticker off. We'll fold this in half, cut a piece, and then we're just going to cut our circle shape out. And like I said, you can use a template, but this circle was not perfect, but the flower turned out really cute. Okay, so again, we start and we're just going to cut a spiral, going around and around. Until we get to that center piece. We'll stop right there. And then we'll start again by rolling it, adding a little glue. And then we just begin rolling it and adding glue as we go. Put another glue stick in here. We'll add a little glue and then roll. And we're just rolling that right on top of that glue. Roll it, and then add a little more glue. Okay, and we're just going to keep rolling until we get to the end, adding glue as we go. And then when we get to the end, we're going to put some glue right here in the center and put this little flap right over the center. And that holds everything together. And then we can just fan out the petals. And there's our pink rose. So now we have 2. So I'm going to make a few more of these, probably about 5 or 6 total. And then we'll come back together and we'll start putting our heart hanger together. Okay, so now I've made all my little roses. And I decided to go with an odd number, so I made 7. So I have 3 of the pink, and they're all similar in size, but not exactly the same size. And then I have 2 whites and 2 reds, and then we'll decide once we put everything together if we're going to use all of them or not. So I'm going to set these aside, and I'm going to bring back the burlap and the heart. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to roll out my burlap, and I'm going to lay my heart on top, and I'm just going to cut 2 pieces that will fit behind the heart. So there's number 1. And then I'm just going to lay this one right on top and cut another one out. Okay, so we'll set this aside. We don't need that anymore. Okay, we'll set that second piece aside. So what we're going to do first is we're going to glue the heart to this first piece of burlap. And because the burlap is has holes in it, I'm going to flip this over so that it doesn't stick to my table. Now, I'm not a big, huge fan of glitter. And if you can see, this has some glitter around the edge. So I'm actually going to put this on the back. I'm going to glue the burlap to this glitter side because I just want the plain side without the glitter. Okay, so I'm going to lay this down, and then we're going to glue the burlap to the heart. And you might want to use a tool as we do this to keep it from burning your hands. So I'm just going to put some glue around the edge here and then lay the burlap down. And just let that soak through there and grab a hold. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue all the way through here. So I'm going to actually go get an extension cord so that my glue gun will actually reach further over here, and then we'll come back and finish that part. Okay, so now I have an extension cord, so my glue gun will reach all the way over here. So what I'm going to do is I've put a piece of freezer paper down to protect my work surface, and I put the shiny side up, which will help keep the glue from actually sticking to the paper. But I'm going to go along and just wherever the felt is and around the edges, I'm going to glue this burlap to the heart. And we'll do this in sections. I have my low temp glue gun to try to help keep me from burning myself. So we'll just go around and glue small sections at a time to make sure that it gets a good hold. And glue that down. Turn this so that it faces me. All right, we're going to make sure you want your edges to be good and glued down. And I do want the center sections of the heart to be attached as well. So we're just going to work in sections. This low temp glue dries pretty quickly, and so I want to make sure that it's actually adhering to the heart. So just continue to work your way around until you have it all glued down. And don't burn yourself. Okay. You really want to make sure you get the edges as well, all the way around. Okay, so now that I have that all down, I'm going to go around and just double check that the edges are secure. Anywhere where the edges are not glued down really well, I'm just going to go back and glue those down, just pulling it up, and if I see some of the pink showing, then I'm going to attach the burlap. I'm going to work my way around, and we're going to trim this burlap to the shape of the heart once we have it attached really well. And so in some places it's stuck to the paper, but because I put the shiny side of the paper up, I was able to pull it right back off. Okay, so all of my edges are down really well. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to trim, leaving just the edge, a little edge, maybe a 1/4 of an inch, all the way around the heart. Okay. Let's do that all the way around, and then we're going to glue the other piece on. Okay, so this is what we have so far. We have just an edge of burlap going around, and of course this will fray, but that's okay. That's why we made sure that it's attached really well to this felt piece. So now what we're going to do is take our second piece of burlap that we cut, and we're going to glue it onto the back. And as you go, we're going to start gluing the top of the heart and work our way around, but we're going to leave an opening to stuff the heart with the plastic bags. So I'm just going to start right here at the top, and I'm going to make sure that I'm putting the glue where the felt is. Just gluing that down, making sure that it holds. Let me pull this down here so you guys can see what we're doing. Just going around, and wherever the felt heart is, I'm adding some more glue to make sure that this second piece of burlap attaches. Okay. Push that down. And the glue goes through the burlap, so you're going to get it on your fingers. But because it's a low temp, it's not really burning. Okay. So on this one, we're just going to go around the edges. Because we're going to stuff it, we want the center part to stay open. So just go around the edge of the felt heart where you can see it through the other piece of burlap, and then glue this down. And so we'll do that all the way around, working our way around, making sure it's nice and secure. Okay. Come back up here to the top, and we're going to work our way around, leaving a space to stuff the bags in. Okay. So now I've got this space right here that's still open that I can use to stuff. And so I'm going to take my bags. And these are Walmart bags. They have blueprinting on one side. So I'm going to make sure that the white side is up as I stuff these in. And so just go ahead and start working them in. And I went ahead and glued the edges and the corner down here on the bottom, and then the top edge, so I can get those stuffed. So we're going to glue the top edges. And it doesn't take a lot to stuff this. You can already see I'm starting to get a little bit fluffy. And making sure that the glue is on the underneath side. We're going to just stuff this in. Now to the stuffing the point. One more should do it. We're going to stuff this in. And then we're going to go ahead and glue this last piece of seam down. Adding some glue and holding it down for a few seconds. And then adding some glue here and holding it down. Okay. Now I'm going to just go around and check and make sure that everything is sealed down. I have a piece right here. I don't know if you can see that, but it's open right here. So I'm going to add some more glue there to just hold that down really tight. And this will go through to both pieces of the burlap, and any parts of this center that are sticking out, you can go in and glue those down as well, just to make sure that they hold really tight. Okay. Okay. So now this is what we have, and we're going to go ahead and trim the excess off of this back piece. And when you work with burlap, it makes a mess. So just be prepared to be covered with burlap pieces. Okay, so this is what we have now. And we can go around and fray it a little bit. But it will do that over time as well. So this is the finished. It's a little puffy. I know it's hard to see on camera, but it is a little puffy. You could stuff it more if you'd like. So what I'm going to do now is figure out where we want to put our roses. And I do have some green felt that I may use to add some leaves. So we're going to just start playing with these roses and see kind of how we want them to go. Okay. Maybe something like that. I think I want to change this bigger one. Put it on the top. And then just have a few roses on the heart like this. And so I'm going to go ahead and attach these with some glue. And then we will decide if we want to use some leaves or not. So I'm just going to add some hot glue to the bottom of these and just attach them right to the top of our heart. And of course, if you don't want to use the felt flowers, you can always use silk flowers, or I've seen some really cute paper flowers, or even burlap flowers would be really cute on this. So just whatever you like. I chose to do the felt roses because I have another Valentine wreath that I made several years ago that has these same roses on it, and so I kind of wanted it to stay in the same kind of feel in these decorations. So I'm just going to continue to add these roses. Need some more glue. Okay. so this is what we have so far. And then we can decide how we want to hang it. If we want it to go straight up and down, or maybe hang it at an angle. And we'll determine how we hang it will be determined by where we put our jute twine. So I'm kind of thinking I want it hanging at an angle like this. Okay, so let's see. Let's go ahead and put the jute twine on, and then we'll decide if we're going to use leaves or ribbon. Okay, so if I want it to hang like this, then I need my twine to be here in these two locations for it to hang. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to weave this twine through the burlap. And I may need the assistance of a tool to do this. Okay, so to get the twine to go through, I'm going to use an everyday bobby pin. Okay, this is just a regular bobby pin. And so what I've done is hooked my jute twine into the bobby pin. And then I figure out where I want the other piece to go. And I think we're going to put it right in here through this little heart. So I'm going to take the bobby pin with the jute twine in it. And we're just going to poke it through to the other side. And then pull. And it should pull the string right on through. Okay. So now I have my string all the way through, and I'm just going to tie it in the back, make a little knot. Okay. Now I have the other piece already strung through, and so we just want it, we don't want this to be too long. Okay. So we're going to shorten it up some. Okay. And then I'm going to tie this one in the back as well. All right. And I'll do one more tie. Let's make that nice and secure. And then we can cut these extra tails off. We'll tie this one more time. And we can cut that extra tail off. Okay. So now it's ready to hang, and depending on where I put the hook, it could hang straight or it could hang at an angle. Okay. So now I've got these ribbons. And I'm trying to decide if I want a bow. If I did a bow, it might go over on this side. Maybe a bow right here. Let's try leaves first. So I've got this green piece of felt. I'm just going to cut a couple of leaf shapes out. Let's see what that looks like. And if I want to have leaves in here or not. Okay. So I've just cut a basic leaf shape. And what I'm going to do is pinch it in the middle and glue it. Put just a little bit of hot glue on there and pinch those together. Okay, so that makes the leaf. And then I'm just going to stick it in here for now and see how I like that. So I may not do a bow at all. I may just leave it just like that. Okay, so here's another one. Maybe do a few more. Okay, put one right here. Maybe one going that way. Okay, so that's what it would look like with the leaves on it. Let's see. This is the one I'm not liking so much. Okay, maybe. Yeah, I think I like the way that looks, and without a bow. So I'm going to go ahead and glue these leaves in. Just add a little glue to the back of the leaf and stick it behind those flowers. Get in there. Okay. So here is what we have. Very simple. Just a few supplies. I don't think I am going to put a bow on it. I think I like it just like that. So I will go hang this up and we will see what it looks like when it's in place. All right. So I'll be right back. Okay, so here is our Valentine's heart door hanger. I've actually hung it on the window in our living room. I think it's really cute. Kind of finishes out this little area for our Valentine's decorations. This could be hung on your door. It works perfectly outside. I've done some for fall and winter, and they've been on our outside door. So they held up just fine outside. But I really thought this one would be cute hanging here in the living room. And so I hope you enjoyed this video. You'll also see in this video that there's a wreath stand on the table with the wooden heart from Target Dollar Spot. If you're interested in learning how to make one of those, I have a video on how I made that as well. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to our channel and hit the bell so that you'll receive notifications for our future videos. Leave us a comment below and let us know what you thought about this project. And if you tried one out and make it yourself, send me a picture. I'd love to see it. All right. Thank you guys and have a great day.